Hey guys, MeliSpirit here. How y'all doing? And like some of you have requested me to play, I'm playing the Seduce the Otome Part 1. Also, guys, you can get this game for free. It's on Steam. You can play it for free for yourselves. I left the link down in the description down below. If you guys also would like to help me out, there is a donation link down in the description as well if you would like to help me out and help me reach one of my goals. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this live stream. I will be streaming for at least an hour and a half, so I'll be done at, in my time, it will be done at 12:30. So enjoy, bring your popcorn, bring your breakfast, bring your stuffed animal, and we shall begin the story of Seduce Me, the Otome part. This is part 1. If you guys want to see the second part of these, of this game, it's called Seduce Me, the Demon War. Check it out in my playlist area, and if you are new to my channel, please drop me a like and a subscribe. And without any further ado, let's get started. Anyway, the story starts. This is a fictional, interactive narrative and character resemblance to real life people and purely coincidental. Also, please know that the following game is made for PG-16 audience. Please know that sexual, violent themes are explored in this game. Trigger warnings: abuse, impaled, rape, and suicide. You have been warned. Please enjoy.
Why, hello. My, aren't you a gorgeous sight? Can I be honored enough to know your name?
I'm gonna leave the name at Mika. Well, no, we'll just, we'll return the fluffy butts. We'll return of the episode of the fluffy butts.
A lovely name for a lovely person like you.
It is a lovely name, isn't it? Because it's so fluffy. It's so fluffy.
Eric, do your job.
Very well. This game was produced by Seraphim Entertainment under the direction of Michaela Laws and is powered by Ren'Py Visual Novel Engine. We truly hope you'll enjoy this story. I know I'll enjoy it since you'll be in it.
Oh God. He sounds so sexual in here. It's like, oh dear.
Eric.
Fine. Farewell, my sweet.
Somewhere.
Come on! Is that all you got?
Wanna try me, asshole? Crap! Missed.
Let's retreat for now.
No kidding. Let's get out of here.
That's right. You better run, you stupid punks! Stay out of our territory!
Call it fate. Call it coincidence. That one moment of violence started a chain of events I will never forget.
This formula, created in the 70s, is one of the most important in the field of financial theory. It is used to calculate the price of European-style options and is widely used by option marketers, though there are some discrepancies that are now corrected with modern
Rain. It's been a long time since we've gotten rain around here, but it is the season for rainy weather, so it's not exactly that surprising. Personally, I love the sound of rain, the way the raindrops fell, like the soft tapping of fingers. It was so soothing. Even looking at the droplets and hit the glass of the window was strangely calming. For this reason, I felt lucky for having a seat next to the window, though I did spend more time staring outside than I did paying attention in class. The lecture in class were pretty boring. Mrs. Phillips' voice wasn't so horrific, but I just wasn't interested in what she was saying. It's usually what happens to me. When it starts becoming a lecture, you're just like, trying to pay attention to you, but you're putting me to zombie-like state, and I'm ready to sleep. And since it was the period right before lunch, all I could think about was doing other things in my free time. Honestly, I didn't really care much for economics. Sure, I had good grades in this class, but it was only because I read the textbooks and did my assignment as I had to. I was only taking this class because it was mandatory. If it were up to me, I would probably have taken another course. Luckily, it was my senior year, so after this semester, it would mean the end of high school courses forever. Thank God for that. I didn't hate school. It was just kind of mundane, how the days drifted on, as if there were no end to it. The only thing I really enjoyed about going to school was meeting my friends and hanging out with them. But that was kind of it. In short, I was done with high school. The start of second semester brought a note of finality to it. I had already applied to many universities the semester prior, and I was expecting replies sometimes in the next few months. It seemed like the start of something new, something that would change. That is, if things could change. I stared at the faint outlines of raindrops in the distance, for now I was stuck in this class.
Miss Anderson.
Mrs. Phillips' raised voice interrupted my train of thoughts. Just when I was thinking about class, I quickly turned my head to face the teacher. Hopefully she didn't pick me, just because she noticed that I was spacing out. Yes, ma'am?
Would you care to name the equation I set up on the blackboard?
Oh, I think I read about that in the textbook last night. It should be the Black Skull's model formula.
Very good as always, Miss Anderson.
Anderson has followed me oh my god. Anderson has followed me wherever I went. Most people didn't really know me by my first name, but rather my surname. No doubt, since the surname was the trademark of the internationally famous and philanthropic Anderson family toys, and because the founder was my own grandfather. Suzu, one of my best friends, turned around and proudly gave me a punch to the shoulder. Ow, damn, girl.
Kick-ass girl.
From beside me, I heard Naomi, another one of my best friends, clearing her throat in obvious disapproval of Suzu's choice of words.
She means good job.
Miss Capini.
Oi!
Care to tell me who the creators of this formula were?
Some guys named Black and Shoals. Fisher Black and Myron Shoals.
Very good, Miss Patterson.
Show off. Better study next time, Suzu. Be like us and study once in a while.
What's up, guys? Suzu rolled her eyes and slouched into her chair as Naomi gave her a small smack. She's always pouted when Naomi showed her up.
That's the end
Oh
of
my
today's
God.
lecture. Now, let's Separate into groups and work on your projects. Remember, everything is due on Monday. Go ahead now.
Before I knew it, Suzu and Naomi had scooted their desks to align with mine, and we turned into the Three Musketeers. Whenever the teacher let the students decide on groups, we always grouped together in our little trio. It was a sheer stroke of luck that we all managed to be in the same class, so we had to at least take the opportunity and stick together as much as we could. Besides, we were most comfortable around each other than, say, compared to being around any other classmate. It just made sense for us to put our heads together for any kind of project. I took out the posters we were working on and rolled it open onto the 3 desks. We were pretty much finished with fulfilling most of the guidelines for the project, though we did still have to add a few finishing touches here and there. After working on making the posters a bit prettier, we sat back and inspected our work to see what we still had to do. Oh my god. Naomi, as usual, was the first to look for any issues. She lightly tapped a pencil against her chin, staring intently at the project.
Alright, so let's see. We finished the budgeting section, the building leasing, and the cost for labor. What else do we need?
Susie straightened up to look at the poster and stroke her chin. After a few seconds, her face brightened and she spoke up.
How about a company name?
Did we really skip over that?
Whoa, that was weird.
Of course we did. You always go straight into the logical statistics and stuff. You completely skip over the fact. We need a name for our project.
At least we caught it this time. What do we name it?
Not sure. What do you think?
What do you think, Fluffy Butts? It always came down to me whenever there was something to be named or titled. I was the master an ending decision even when I didn't want to be.
I like Trinity Corporations.
That is way too predictable. How about the Dragon Company?
What do dragons have to do with our project?
What? It's a totally unpredictable name. It's hot.
I was like unpredictable.
But our company sells bubble gum.
Who said we can't produce spicy bubble gum?
What do you think?
What do you think?
What do you think, Fluffy Butt? What do you think, Fluffy Butt? Both of them looked at me, expectantly, even though I wasn't quite sure myself. I didn't really want to choose sides, but if it were up to me, I would say I do like dragons, so...
Booyah! Dragon Company it is!
Hey, like...
Alright, now that we've decided on a name, now what?
As we ended our name game, a giggle scrambled my thoughts. Uh-oh. Huh? Who's that?
Ignore it. It's just Lisette.
I looked over my shoulder to see her laughing with her circle of friends, mostly comprised of popular people and that were practically friends with everyone in the school. As a result, everyone in the school knew them, and the center of it all was Lisette White. She had an enduring balance of charismatic and awkward, which was readily apparent when she first talked to someone. It was easy to make her smile and laugh, and was quite the comedian as well. Basically, she was perfect. Not that she was like a robot or something, but she was the student that everyone else wanted to be. Lisette was bright, easygoing, and above all had her future laid out right in front of her. Unlike the average student, she knew what she wanted to do after high school. As a result, she was confident and ambitious, though sometimes it could rub a lot of people the wrong way. Moreover, I had known her ever since I was young, but it had ultimately resulted in a rivalry that continued this day. Of course, my friends knew what she was between us, and upon seeing me glance at her, they shifted their attention to her.
She doesn't even look like she's working, in my opinion.
She probably is, but she's too much of a stuck-up priss to allow her to look like she's actually doing work.
Oh, come on, Suzu. She may be a little off-putting, but she's not the giant priss that you're making her seem to be.
The day she isn't a priss is the day I turn into you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Never mind. It's about time. Let's bail.
Unsurprisingly, Suzu was the first out of the classroom, slinging her backpack over her shoulder with ease as she quickly strolled out the door.
Her seat isn't even closest to the exit, and she always manages to be the first one out of the door. I don't think I'll ever understand that.
That one. She gave me a smile as if relieved by the fact that I felt the same way as she did.
See? Why can't she just be normal like the two of us?
It's Suzu, Naomi. Think about it.
Very true.
Man, you guys are slow. Are you coming or what?
We're coming. And why not being slow? What's wrong with being slow? It's fun to be slow sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta slow it down.
We heard you the first time. Not everyone has rocket boosters attached to their legs when the bell rings.
Are you kidding me? That class was ridiculously boring. Even Miss Valedictorian here was dozing off a bit.
I do have to admit, I was spacing out. And just because I answered one question doesn't mean I'm automatically the valedictorian.
Okay, so it wasn't too interesting. But you should at least pay attention when Phillips is talking about the important parts.
So you finally admit it. We're finally on the same wavelength. Welcome to the club, Patterson.
Please, don't call me by my last name. This isn't the classroom. And never in a million years will we ever see things eye to eye.
Despite this, they both burst out in laughter. Normally, anyone would think that opposites like them wouldn't ever associate with each other. But even though they were so different, their friendship somehow made a lot of sense. Maybe they were just perfect compliments, or personalities just didn't dictate the possibilities of their friendship. After all, we three had been best friends since preschool.
Alright, so where are we heading to first? Cafeteria? I think we can all agree that we're really hungry, especially after hearing about our company's line of deliciously spicy bubblegum.
Who would even buy that? I wonder.
Me? I would pay good money to get a taste.
You do like spicy foods, after all. We entered the cafeteria, a bustling room filled with the aromas of different kinds of food. As we got in line, we ordered our meals and chatted freely.
Cajun fries and the spicy chicken burger for me. That's my definition of a good meal.
I'll take a tuna sandwich and some juice. You're probably going to need water or something to curb all that spicy flavor, Suzu.
I can't be tamed by the likes of that. If it's spicy, then it's gotta be all or nothing.
You're crazy.
Hell yeah, I'm crazy.
I I think I'm getting a migraine.
I think I'll go with... well, this doesn't really matter too much, but that sounds good. The mac and cheese. Hello, Carissa. Welcome to my live stream. My live stream that's kind of... I'm not really sure. Once we got our food, we settled down at one of the empty tables, putting our backpacks aside to finally dig into the food. Suzu leaned back in her chair, tilting it back so that she could rest her feet on the table by her food.
Alright then. Is there anything we want to talk about?
Bored already?
I know. Let's talk about...
Say boys, and I'll never speak to you ever again.
Oh dear.
Aw, why not?
What's so interesting about talking about guys? Not like any of us are gonna get girlfriends anytime soon.
We don't know that. What if one of us does get a boyfriend?
Like that's going to happen, Naomi. Look at us. I'm a tiny Italian. You're a ditzy blonde.
Hey!
No offense. And Anderson here. Well, I guess she could find a boyfriend or girlfriend if she wants.
Or girlfriend?
She can be a lesbian if she wants.
True.
That's okay, Suzu. I'm not sure I want a boyfriend yet.
Why not? It's our senior year. Might as well get a boyfriend.
Maybe she's just not interested in a relationship, Suzu.
Well, it really wasn't about wanting a relationship, but more of there was no one interesting enough to be in a relationship with. Don't get me wrong, I'm an open person, but there were not many interesting guys in the school to go out with. Who knows? Time will tell. Naomi looked at me, wanting to continue the conversation. However, before she could speak, the speaker in the cafe started up, and then an announcement echoed through the cafeteria.
Miss Anderson, please come to the main office immediately. Please bring your things with you.
Oh my.
Looks like our plans have been cut short. The men in white coats have finally come to get you.
Suzu, don't joke around. What if it's serious?
I was always wondering when I was gonna go there. It must be a very interesting place.
Fine. If something happens, just call us.
Funny enough, something did happen. And it was certainly no laughing matter. Cold. It was really cold. The rain became heavier that afternoon, accompanied by rolling thunder now and then. The skies had turned dark, though I couldn't see any of it under the black umbrella. Not that I was looking up. In fact, looking up was the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. I stared at the grass beneath my feet, unable to look up at the people weeping around me. All I could see was the damp grass underneath my feet. Only the monostone eulogis that floated through my ears reminded me that I was at a funeral. It was only when the speech ended that I finally was able to raise my head. A small gathering of people, mostly made of relatives that I didn't even know, were related to me, were huddled around a simple small grave. For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops on umbrellas. If it weren't raining, everything would probably be in a heavy silence. I looked beside me where my father was standing and holding up a large black umbrella for our small family of 3. His face was emotionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. I wondered what was going through his mind. After all, etched into the smooth gray tombstone before us was his father's name. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away that day. The ceremony was small, only close family were allowed to come. Slowly, though, people began to leave, leaving my father, mother, and me behind at the grave. A man dressed in a clean black suit, under the uniform black umbrella of the funeral attendees, walked towards us, introducing himself as our grandfather's lawyer. He pulled out a few documents from his suitcase and began to read aloud its contents.
And now, I shall read Harold Anderson's last will and testament.
Only my parents and I were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of his lawyer, and there was a reason why.
And to my dearest granddaughter, I give my estate. All the furniture and decor that resides within the house shall also be given to my granddaughter.
What? I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family estate at 18? That was impossible, and yet it was written by my own grandfather's hand.
He passed the family estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
Dear.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. What a stubborn old man.
Something tells me he's very mad. Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his face.
About the estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Are you sure we should?
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
Honey, what do you think?
Wow. I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think that I was the appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my own?
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
David!
Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began to walk back to the car, disinterested.
Don't mind him, honey.